how we get. This is how you win FNCS. What is this kid doing? What?
Fucking shredded, my guy.
I'm gonna take a sniper. I'm gonna take a sniper. Why not? Oh, another point. Thank you very much, game. I appreciate that. I'm going all the way out because there's no harm in trying. Now, everyone's obviously going to see me, and I'm probably going to land in a tree and die. We're doing it, guys! It's happening! It's actually happening! Oh! Guys, it's actually happening. There it is. Alright, well, it was worth a try. Oh! Run! Okay, we're dropping the tires. The tires are a no-go. The fact that we managed to even get that off is mind-blowing. Let's just hope that no one's in here as well. Chill here for a bit. Where's the sniper? Oh my god! I think we came first! Oh my god! I think we just popped off and came first! No way! I think we just won the whole tournament! Oh, we won! We actually won! Oh my god! McCready comes first place with 1,000,000 points! Oh my god, that is insane! We are too good!
That make life better and make the everyday more sustainable. Vanilla goods for life. Oh.
First ever skin I bought was this skin.
This is the new Peloton trend.
Let's go, Peloton!
Now you can step on for miles.
Take those knees up! M-I-N-W, keep it up!
Enjoy.
What's going on, Fortnite fans? My name's Luke the Notable, and in this video, we'll be dropping into Fatal Fields 100 times. What better way to learn a location than constant practice and dropping into Fatal Fields 100 times? I tried to do just that. Also, Fatal Fields has changed a bit with the start of Season 6, so I thought it was a perfect time to drop here 100 times. Throughout these 100 drops, I played a lot of interesting, funny, and downright professional games. So before this intro gets too fatal, let's just get in to game number 1. Game number 1 was by no means my first drop into Fatal Fields. Though this drop was a little bit different, there was a massive chunk of Loot Lake floating nearby. We'll be fine. I dropped into the farmhouse. It's a fairly consistent house in Fatal Fields. It can spawn up to 2 chests, and there's tons of ground loot. Just a little bit south of the farmhouse are these 2 barns, which also can have some loot. Every barn and structure in Fatal Fields has some sort of loot in it, and some with some chests. Don't worry, before this is all over, I'll show you where all of those chests hide. All of these games were recorded in Fortnite Season 6, the spookiest season. Jokes aside, in Season 6, we got these corruptions outside some of the named locations, and they were a huge help. I made it all the way to Paradise Palms, but didn't really find anything to upgrade my loot. I was attacked by a calamity on the plateau south of Retail Row. Dropping Paradise 100 times really taught me how to fight on this thing. After that, I didn't have to fight anyone else until I got to a very small circle with 2 people left. I was pretty low on materials, and the storm wasn't exactly in my favor, and with all that against me, I lost. But I never win Game 1, so it's fine. Game 2, I dropped into the big red barn at Fatal Fields. Another pretty consistent drop. I was attacked by a calamity with obviously no clear plan. You may have noticed the cornfields in Fatal Fields. They're great for hiding it, but sometimes they'll give you this glitch which makes you very easy to see and kill. Editing this, I realized the glitch might be a little bit hard to see. It makes it very easy for you to track players. Even in the later recordings, this glitch was still happening. And for that reason, I don't do a lot of traveling through the cornfield. Anyway, this game had a pretty simple I found a lava. I have kids! I looted Paradise Palms and only had to kill one other player that tried to kill me. Then, using my jump pad, I was able to shoot towards the final safe circle. I had a massive amount of materials, and the only other player in the game had to push towards me. So this time, with the odds in my favor, I won the game without even having to take a shot. Really happy how that one turned out. It's nice getting a win early on. Game 3. Well, we should probably talk about something real quick. Compared to adjacent locations, Fatal Fields has a lower amount of possible chest spawns. Paradise Palms and Lucky Landing, the neighbors to Fatal Fields, can both spawn more chests. In fact, most of the main locations in Fortnite spawn more chests than Fatal Fields. So when you drop here, sometimes you can be at a little disadvantage. That doesn't mean Fatal Fields is all bad, though. There's a ton of aspects of Fatal Fields.
Let me clean my chest up real quick. Let's go! It gave me what I wanted. I suck at the game right now. I'm at high ping and everything. So it's kind of hard to play.
Forests, which have tons of wood. Traditionally, I've come to these forests from other named locations, but when you drop directly into Fatal Fields, getting wood is so much easier. Sure, you don't have a ton of loot, but having a lot of wood is just as good. There's also 2 stone mines around Fatal Fields, which allow you to stock up on stone as well. And at least at this time, the corruptions and scams allowed you to get far away from things you needed to. At this point in the season, not a lot of people are they're not the best offensive tools. I didn't have many weapons, but the ones I did have were pretty good. In the end, there were 3 people left in the final circle. I ran out of mats and died. And third place isn't too bad. I got a lot of XP for that. Game 4, I dropped into the farmhouse and destroyed everything in the entire house. see what the loot would look like. And in this particular game, from looting the farmhouse, I got some pretty good weapons, full health, and a decent amount of mats. While looting the mine, I found a scarecrow and dealt with him. Also, that annoying black leg glitch was happening. The legs on this player are somehow rendering to be massive and black. I have no idea how. You'd think it might help, but it's actually very hard to shoot him. The glitch made him hard to see, so he got some shots in. But I ultimately won the fight. We made a lot of noise and attracted some other players while the storm overtook us. Good thing I had this impulse grenade. I got out of there as fast as I could, but found another player with the leg glitch. This player's thick thighs almost ended up being my demise, but I still won. One of the more fatal elements of Fatal Fields is its proximity to hot locations like Salty Springs and Retail Road. In this game, I had to do a ton of fighting, primarily because I had to push into these locations. And in the lands where I first started this series, Cletus sprinkled my ashes. Game 5 is another one of those games where I dropped in and didn't get that great of loot from Fatal Fields. So I just traveled to a location with better loot, then killed the people there! Guys, seriously, just build a little bit. Even the tiniest bit of building will help. Again, didn't have anything too strong in this game, so like a true default, I hid in a house. And in the final circle, with no materials and a blue pump, I sent this man to the sky. Alright, game 6, I'll go to the floating island in the sky. It wasn't a terrible strategy at the time to jump onto the floating island, grab some loot, and then jump down back to Fatal. I was able to land on top of the farmhouse with already good loot. Thanks, island! So by the time I left Fatal Fields, I had everything I needed. The final circle was sizing up to be inside of Tilted Towers. I was ready for a fight. I was definitely going to win this one. It looked like I had everything I needed until I froze myself. Stop! Like I said, definitely would have won it. Game 7, how about a little pro tip for dropping into the red barn? When you drop in, knock out the specific piece of roof to drop into the one place where a chest will spawn in the red barn. But in this game, there wasn't one. Sad. Fail. Default there, but it was pretty easy to kill. Look at that. I was doing pretty well with my sawed-off shotgun, so generally I prefer a blue pump or heavy over the sawed-offs. That's because most of the time I forget to reload my sawed-off shotgun. And in this game, it got me killed. Game 8 was a pretty similar story. Dropped into Fatal Fields without incident. No one crossed my path until I found this guy outside Paradise Palms with 10 people left. Again, by dropping Fatal Fields, I had successfully made it to the end game. But the end game is where you're going to fight your strongest competitors. One slip-up, and you could be dead. I know I said that Fatal's good in the end game, but Game 9 was a pretty hot bust. You can see all these other players dropping into the surrounding area. In Ghost Mode, I was able to find a single gun, but that didn't help me to survive. Game 10, I had a fairly successful loot harvest. But even with my good loot, in this particular game, the safe circle was very far north. This meant I had to pass through Retail Road, and I died. Game 11, I dropped in with some of my real-life friends. Except Playa Sports. I don't know him. It got really, really fatal. But game 12, we hopped right back in. There's already a pretty low amount of loot in Fatal Field, so dropping into squads mode just makes it worse. That's okay, I'm gonna turn these cabbages into kills. As a squad, we used a rift to go to get towards the new safe circle. The plan was to go to the hotel in Paradise Palms, but as soon as we got to it, there were other players there. The game was almost over. We still had a chance. We rode a pretty clutch rift that was mountain, and once there, it was easy for us to rain down bullets on our opponents, and eventually win. In game 13, you know we were going for that back-to-back win. I died pretty early, but my friend, the Hayman, was able to survive. Almost was tragically killed by the storm, and Jake ain't that good. Though I will say, second place ain't that bad. Game 14 was recorded on Skullcreeper Day. I'm not saying I didn't run into any other Skullcreepers, just some Newbertons outside the factory. And let's skip ahead a bit. There's a 1v1 in the final circle right outside of Tilted Towers. I had very low health, I had no materials, and the storm was moving toward me. And for all of those reasons, I didn't win. Game 15, I'm going to show you one of my favorite drops when I go into Fatal Fields. Drop out of the long barn to the north, knock in the wall, and you'll get a chest. Then you'll want to check all the stalls. Sometimes you can find some pretty good guns in there. And then in this back room, there's a inventory chest. Not done yet. If you're lucky, to the east, you might also find a chest hidden under this bridge. And then it's just perfect access to that northern corner where you get a ton of wood. Everything you need to fight right in one location. I love dropping in the long barn. Anyway, back to the game. Obviously, there were a lot of people left for this final circle. Coming from Fatal Fields, obviously I had a ton of material, but while going for the heal, I should have built a wall in front of me. Well, I guess at the end of the day, at least no one will get my loot. Game 16 got real fast. Game 17, I tracked an unarmed Omega in the long barn. Set up a trap thinking I would run in, but I didn't. In Game 17, that was pretty much the only interesting thing to happen until I hit the end. My guns were pretty good, but my defense was pretty low, and the other guy had the high ground. Not that many players dropping a Fatal Field. The boss is right overhead, so most of these games are like Game 18. team where I don't see anyone and leave Fatal Fields with some okay loot. It was all quiet until Dusty Divot, of course. I was able to get the first shot on this guy and spray him down with my P90. But with his heavy shotgun, he still won the fight. Incredibly similar story in Game 19. I looted all of Fatal Fields, left with some okay stuff, I guess. I think Fatal Fields would be better for the sole reason that a lot of my fights I was underdone. But I still ended up coming out top. Oh yeah, you heard me right. I know I've said in the past that Fatal Fields is for noobs, but dropping there 100 times definitely made me the champion. It's like wait for every single game that means lower tier loot for fighting, which is going to make fights more difficult. Though in this game I was lucky and did get a rocket launcher, which ended up helping out quite a bit. Using that rocket launcher, I was able to get to the end game. There were 3 people left, and I shot this defaulty bullet. But on my approach, I was gunned down. Game 21 was again like a lot of the other ones. I dropped it alone, looted Fatal Fields, and left. Making it to the top 5 or top 3 really isn't that much of a challenge anymore. But once you're there, it's sort of a toss-up. Like all the other ones, Game 22 was pretty lonely. I survived long enough to see Salty Springs.
Can I finish this match? I died anyways.